Welcome back to the Stormcrow Show. I'm Brady.
And I'm Josh. And today we are covering another episode of What We Learned from, put that in quotes, but anyways, it's another movie that we'll be analyzing and telling you, audience, what we learned. And in this case, it's another great original movie known as Star Wars 3, The Revenge of the Sith.
Sounds good.
Yeah, well, anything else, Brady, or do we just start?
Nope, let's just get to it.
Great.
I'm hit. Anakin?
Right here.
Buzz droids.
So the first thing that we learned from Star Wars Episode 3 was that it's much more efficient to have little droids crawl all over your enemy spaceships and take them apart piece by piece than just shooting them down. Way more efficient.
It must be cheaper. Either that or blasters are just really must be up in the price just because the economy is so bad from the war.
Yeah, well, and maybe shield generators are throwing it off. As we've already established in previous episodes, droids can walk through shields.
That's a very good point.
They're shutting down all the controls.
Move to the right so I can get a clear shot at them.
The mission.
Get to the command ship. Get the Chancellor.
I'm running out of tricks here.
Lesson number 2, we learned that when it comes to using the Force, if there's a barrier, like a force field, like in Episode 1, or a glass cockpit, like here, you can't use the Force to manipulate things on the other side of the barrier. Either that or Obi-Wan's really bad at using the Force.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with Obi-Wan being incompetent.
Well, I mean, what does it make Anakin?
I don't know. We'll have to figure that one out by the end of this episode, probably.
Okay.
You lose, General Kenobi.
Our next lesson is that General Grievous has an incredible set of lungs. This guy coughs all the time.
Yep.
And yet, when he flies out into space, albeit briefly, he manages to climb back into a shuttle and not die. Like, this is crazy. He's got crazy good lungs.
Yeah. You almost wonder what he was like before his accident.
Right? Professional scuba diver would be my guess.
Oh, Anakin.
I've missed you, Padme.
There were whispers that you'd been killed.
I'm all right. Feels like we've been apart for a lifetime. And it might have been if the Chancellor hadn't been kidnapped. I don't think they would have ever brought us back from the Outer Rim sieges.
Wait, not here.
Yes, here.
Lesson number 4. We have learned that Padme Amidala has terrible memory.
Really? Do tell.
Well, she saw Anakin. Anakin saw her. They run up. They hug. They kiss. They talk tenderly to each other for 30 seconds at the most. Right?
Mm-hmm.
And then Anakin leans over to kiss her again. Nothing is otherwise changed except for the time frame changing and the discussion. And she's like, "No, don't do that. They might see us."
Yeah, I don't know. Like, I guess his first kiss didn't mean, like, anything to her.
That's really harsh.
But it's true.
These visions you have.
They're of pain, suffering, death.
Death is a natural part of life. Rejoice for those around you who transform into the Force. Mourn them do not. Miss them do not. Attachment leads to jealousy. The shadow of greed, that is.
The next life lesson that we have is to never ever go to a Jedi for counseling.
Really? I would have thought that was true for the Sith, but also the Jedi.
Yeah, it's equally true. You see, in this scene, Anakin was bordering on obsession, which was probably not healthy.
Right.
And Yoda was basically pushing him to the other end of the spectrum, which is probably not healthy. So I'm just going to say, seek a happy medium and go see a normal psychiatrist like every other person in the galaxy.
Stormcrow Show is not a psychiatrist help show or psychological help show or anything like that. If you need psychological help, please see an actual psychiatrist. Thank you, on behalf of the Stormcrow Show.
Be careful of your friend, Palpatine.
Be careful of what? He has requested your presence.
What for?
He would not say.
He didn't inform the council. That's unusual, isn't it?
All of this is unusual. And it's making me feel uneasy.
So our next lesson is that the Jedi, are not supposed to give in to fear, right?
Right.
However, they can give in to uneasiness.
Really?
Yes, which is sometimes a synonym for fear. Not always, to be fair, but sometimes it is.
That makes sense.
You wanted to see me, Chancellor.
And our next lesson is that bubbles and the occasional ribbon are the future of entertainment.
Like, what type of, you mean like sports?
No, apparently this is similar to like a movie theater or something along those lines. I mean, admittedly, the Star Wars galaxy is supposed to be a long time ago in a galaxy far, far away, so it might not be our future, but it does suggest that bubbles might be in our future.
So uncivilized.
So for our next lesson, we learned that it is more civilized to lop someone's limbs off, or head off, or slice them in half, or in pieces with a lightsaber, than to shoot them with a blaster.
Really?
Yeah.
If you're not with me, then you're my enemy.
Only a Sith deals in absolutes.
Remember back to your early teachings. All who gain power are afraid to lose it, even the Jedi.
The Jedi use their power for good.
Good is a point of view, Anakin.
You know the dark side?
Anakin, if one is to understand the great mystery, one must study all its aspects, not just the dogmatic, narrow view of the Jedi. If you wish to become a complete and wise leader, you must embrace a larger view of the Force.
I should have known the Jedi were plotting to take over.
Anakin, Chancellor Palpatine is evil!
From my point of view, the Jedi are evil.
Well, then you are lost!
Our next life lesson is that Obi-Wan has no idea how the Sith think.
Do tell.
Yes, well, he says at one point that only a Sith deals in absolutes, which,
Sure.
Aside, that's an absolute statement. I'm just going to throw that out there for discussion.
Very good point.
But earlier in the film, Palpatine is going off of saying, well, this is a point of view, which is not absolute. That is a relativism statement, or I don't know the correct phraseology for that, but it's relative.
He said something like on the order of that good is a matter of point of view or something like that.
Yeah, and then later, Anakin takes that and he says, well, from my point of view, the Jedi are evil, which is also not an absolute statement. And Anakin, by this point, is clearly a Sith. So, long story short, Obi-Wan has no idea how the Sith think. He thinks they're dealing in absolutes, but this entire time they've been switching it up, probably to catch the Jedi off guard.
No wonder why they lost.
I know, right?
Hidden, safe, the children must be kept.
We must take them somewhere where the Sith will not sense their presence.
My wife and I will take the girl. We've always talked of adopting a baby girl. She will be loved with us.
And what of the boy?
To Tatooine. To his family send him.
So for our final life lesson, we learned that the Sith don't think about looking in the most obvious places for, potential hideaways, like, going back to Darth Vader's home planet and hiding there, or hiding his son that apparently he doesn't know about, to be fair, but, hiding him with his family.
That sounds good.
So those are our 10 life lessons that we learned from Star Wars. All right, well, maybe not life lessons. I mean, just lessons from Star Wars Episode 3.
After going through this, I really think that we should retitle this movie Revenge of the Idiot Who Tried to Help His Friend but Failed and Led Him to the Dark Side. Basically, it was all Obi-Wan's fault. Hashtag Obi-Wan's a problem, get rid of him.
Well, okay, then we go to Episode 4, and then he tells Luke that Darth Vader killed his father. Yeah, I'm seeing a pattern here.
Yeah, Obi-Wan was a problem up to the day he died.
Even afterwards, actually.
Yeah, he was still a problem when he was...
But that's for another learning lesson episode. On that point, what did you guys think? Did you learn anything new? Did you guys learn everything that you've already known about Star Wars Episode 3? We do like the movie, by the way, just to clarify.
It's probably my favorite of the prequels.
Absolutely, same here. Absolutely, same here. In either case, thank you so much for watching. Please like, share, and subscribe. And if you have any comments, or if there's another movie you do want us to cover, please let us know. Brady, anything else?
No. Thank you so much for watching.
Yeah, my name is Josh.
I'm Brady.
This has been the Stormcrow Show. Have a wonderful day.